Now, the project is in your course pack. It says where it is in the table of contents, I will say. It says it starts on page 569. Yes, exactly. Oh. All right. So, well, you shouldn't complete chapter 11 right now because you don't understand all the implications of it. So I would not do chapter 11 flowchart yet. I would wait until you have all the chapter 11 notes done, then do the chapter 11 flowchart. But if knowing you, Jody, you probably have done them. All right. So let's look here. All right. I've changed how I'm doing this. We are going to start off with finding, that's fine. We're going to start off with finding 3 different confidence levels. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to use them through the rest of the sheet. So this I'm going to show you, although it tells you what to do. So you go to the random confidence level sheet. So let me go here. If I go to the project, so chapter 9 project, it says random confidence level file available here. So you click here. So here's the confidence levels. Here they are in all their glory, right? We are going to choose 3 of these at random. And the way to do that is written on the sheet. It says use data, sample, choose confidence levels as your column, and click 3. So data, sample. They've changed how this works now, everybody. So this is the new update. So we got to click here and click on the confidence levels box. And then we got to click here and click confidence levels. So it says confidence levels on both of these things. I don't know why they did it, but that's what they did. Okay. So then we want to click a sample size of 3, where we want 3 different numbers. And then we say compute. That's it, right? You just put 3 right in here, right? Confidence levels, click 3 and say compute. Done. Boom. So compute. Boom. And then you can write those 3 numbers in to your sheet. You have to have different numbers than me. Don't use my numbers. Write them in here. 87.3, 91.3, blah, 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 right? So you put your 3 numbers in. It's always weird for students, by the way, because you'd think they'd be in this box, but they're not in this box. They're here. Can you see them? I don't know why it does it that way, but it does. So that's where they are, right? They're there. So you put these 3 numbers, or well, they won't be my 3 numbers, but you put the 3 numbers that you get in your sheet. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Everybody okay? Understood? Okay. Let me know. So then you go and write down what color had the lowest sample, lowest count in your sample. So whatever, brown or red or whatever it was, you write it, right? So like, I'm just going to write here like 81.3% and, blah, 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 blah. Right. So down here, I'll be like, it's green, or something like that. And then I'll say the number of green ones. This is the total in the bag, right? That's N. And then P hat, of course, is X over N, which should be some decimal that you're going to do for 3 decimal places. That's right. This project is not due Wednesday. It's due next Monday, right? Only thing due Wednesday is 10-1 and chapter 9 review. Does that make sense, Kayla? But I'm not going to talk about this again next time because we'll be busy doing other things. So I'm talking about it now. But also because this is the end of chapter 9, right? So this is like another chapter 9 review, right? It's like another one. Verify requirement. Now, everybody look, you're verifying requirements for a confidence interval for proportion. Everything you do in this project is going to be proportions, right? Okay, so it's going to be proportions. Now, think about this. This is the only time in the whole class that we are not going to get to say yes given. Mm-mm-mm. Yes given is worth no points, none. It wasn't given. It's nowhere in here given that it was random. It is random for all of you, right? So you're going to say yes because blah. And you're going to explain why your bag of M&Ms was random colors. using logic, reason, and that. I got nothing else to say. So do not write given. No givens. It's not given. All right. Independent. Independent is going to be a yes, right? Now, we all know how independent works. Little n is less than or equal to 0.05 capital N. I already ran into problems with somebody doing this. Little n is little n. Whatever number you put here is the number that goes here. There's no spot for X in any of this, right? So can I just make up crap? So like just pretend. Suppose this was 15 and this was like 196, right? You do not write the 15 here. No, 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 no. You write the 196 here, right? You follow me? That number, it just cracks me up. Students do it all the time. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Like little n, you literally just said it was little n. So write little n. Oh my gosh, it happens all the time. So it must be something I'm doing wrong in explaining this, right? And then this is 0.05. Now here's the thing about capital N. Capital N is not really a known number because it wasn't given. So you're going to write all something. That little n is a sample of all what? Don't write it. Think about it. And then for normal, now here's the other thing that's tricky about this. And I'm only going to explain this whole shebang today. I'm explaining it right now. You're going to have to do a project for chapter 10 and a project for chapter 11. And this stuff is kind of the same for all the chapters. You're never going to get to say given for any of them. Independent is always going to be this kind of deal. And then normal is tricky. See, normal, now wait. This is for proportions, right? We know it's for proportions. So we go look at our confidence interval for proportion, random independent normal, n times p hat times q hat. Ah, so that's what you're going to do. So you're going to do an n times a p hat times a q hat. You have your n and your p hat right here. Use them, right? So n would be 196 times p hat, which is blah, 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 right? Times your q hat, which you got to find, equals what? The issue is that it's not going to be yes for some of you. Some of you didn't buy enough candy, which is fine, right? So either you say this and you say yes, or you say this and you say no. Some of you will be yes, some of you will be no. It's fine. Just whichever number you get, say whatever it is, right? Say yes or say no. It could be no. It's fine. We're going to do it anyway, so it's not getting you out of anything. You still have to do the problem. But does everybody understand the random independent normal? Because you're going to have to do it several times before the end of the class. So you have 3 projects based on that candy. So random is not given. Talk about it. I'm going to tell you right now, you bought a random bag. So why were your colors random? Right? Talk about it. Like, what did you do? Right? This will be all something, right? And that'll be your number. And then n times p times q, or p hat times q hat, which p hat's right here. All right. I'm moving on. If everybody thumbs up, we're good. I got to get you guys into your groups so you guys can actually do your worksheets. All right. So that's that one. This one's the formula substitution bit. So, I mean, see page 259 or page 207 for the formula, whichever one. He's got all the stuff. So I don't feel the need to talk about that. Here he's talking about less than a sixth. The one thing that I will say, it helps because your interval is in decimal form. You actually want to do this in decimal form, just so you guys can have a sense of how much it is, right? Because you don't necessarily know, like, I know what 1/6 is in a decimal. I do, but I assume you guys don't. So find what 1/6 is in a decimal, write it down, and that'll help you do the comparison that you need to do. This one, suppose you have a super big bag with thousands of M&Ms, like just a ginormous bag, right? but the proportion stayed the same, what would happen to your confidence interval? So get what's happening? So it's saying, hey, what would happen to your error, right? Confidence interval error. So you're saying the error does what if you have a super big bag, right? That's on page 207 at the very bottom. That's that extra bit that we put at the bottom of our flow chart. Right? You need to have your flow chart done. All right, so that's that piece. Everybody just write bottom, page 207. There you go. And then once you have that, you're going to just do it all again, but for Skittles. But Skittles does the highest count. Put your color in here, right? You put your color, you put how many, what there was of the color, so the number of the color. This is the total in the bag. This is p hat is x over n. You're going to do the same verification stuff, right? It's the same, right? So I'm just going to write C number, whatever it was. Where was the other one that I just did? C number 4, right? Because, number 3. C number 3. It's the same stuff, right? It's just Skittles instead of M&Ms. So C number 3, we just talked about that. I just do it all over again. Blah, 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 right? So this is the random independent normal bit here, right? So this is random independent normal. This is the actual formula part with all that, right? So that's on page 259 or page 207, either one. And then Willy Wonka is going to make claims that it's more than 20%. So think about that. That one's easy to do because it's already kind of a decimal. And then this one, narrower, wider, that's the whole page I'm just going to say page 207 at the very bottom again. Very, very bottom. There you go. Right. That's the extra bit about like what makes it narrower, makes it wider. If you didn't write that down, you better make sure you did. Right. You got to have those flowcharts fully full. All right, so that's all there is to say about that one because it's basically just a repeat, right? It's just doing it again. And now this one. Now, from a mile away, look, Alana's cueing you into what you're doing here. This is not a confidence interval question. This is a sample size page. So you're going to go to the other page of your flowcharts, page 208, right? So this one, okay. So read. Okay, look. Assume you do not have a prior estimate. That's a no prior for this one, right? No prior for that one. See it? See? All right. And then this is letting your error do what, right? This is on page, would it be smaller, the same, or larger if you did this? So you're letting your error go this way, right? So your error is turning into 1%. What happens? That's the relationships piece on page 208. So page 208, look at the relationship section. One of the bullets addresses this. So that's that one. And then suppose you use your p hat from number 1. So you go all the way back. Oh, it might not be number 1, actually. It might be number 2 now. It is number 2. Damn it. Sorry, everybody. Number 2. So using your p hat from number 2, sorry, that's a typo. Number 2, right, as your prior estimate. Now what do you need? Right, so sorry about that. It used to be number 1. And then of these confidence intervals, which one's the largest size? Again, that's page 208, the relationship section.